This is a third stimulus check update. The IRS gave two new payment dates, March 31st for direct deposit, April 2nd for mailed out checks. I'll give you more details on that, plus who can expect to receive those checks. I'll let you know what's happening with the 30 million Social Security recipients expected to receive the $1,400 stimulus check. The federal eviction moratorium just got extended. I'll let you know what's happening with the $10,200 unemployment tax break, the latest news with the fourth stimulus check. Then I'll answer the questions you leave for me in the comments. I hope you're having a great day. If you appreciate these fact-based, fast-paced updates, then hit the like button down below. So yesterday's video got over 2,000 comments, which is a lot. And the funny thing is, most of those comments were about my 2-year-old daughter, Kalea, being in the video. So she woke up early, and since I watched the kids throughout the day, she was in the video with me. So I'll definitely share all those positive comments to her. Thank you for that. First, let's talk about Alabama's Attorney General wants prisoner stimulus checks to go to their victims. So I've been covering this story for a while about stimulus checks going towards restitutions from prisoners. So far, Wisconsin, Missouri, and now Alabama want to have this. It's not on a federal level yet, but it seems like states are starting to do this. So the Attorney General said, we can divert that money to where it needs to be, and that's paying for lawfully owed restitutions of victims. Then I think we can substantially impact families in a very positive way. Let me know what you think about that down in the comments below. Should this be expanded on a federal level where stimulus checks are going towards restitution? Should more states do it? Or should the states and government back off and let these stimulus checks be used however the prisoners want? Let me know your thoughts on that down in the comments below. Next, let's talk about the big delays of what's happening with stimulus checks. So the IRS is still processing stimulus checks for low-income Americans, which in my opinion is completely backwards. The whole point of stimulus checks is to help out our most desperate and vulnerable people in our society who are hit the hardest with the pandemic. The low-income Americans should have gotten their stimulus checks first, not the higher-earning Americans, because for the most part, they're probably doing well financially. It is the low-income Americans that needed the stimulus checks the most, and they should have gotten it first. So they completely got things backwards. And in terms of stimulus checks being delayed, let's talk about the stimulus check delay for Social Security recipients and what's happening with that. So the big mess that happened with Andrew Saul, who is the commissioner for the Social Security Administration, he was withholding 30 million recipients from receiving their stimulus checks. Basically, he didn't give the files over to the IRS until the House Ways Means Committee said something, and then they handed it over. Basically, he said, we didn't receive enough funding, essentially holding those 30 million people hostage without giving them the much needed stimulus checks. The latest of what we've heard from the House and Ways Means Committee, this was on March 26th, they said we're closer to Social Security beneficiaries receiving their $1,400. Now the IRS needs to do its job and get these overdue payments out ASAP. This comes after Democratic leaders on the House Ways Means Committee gave Social Security a 24-hour deadline. Well, now they need to give the IRS a 24-hour deadline because it is beyond ridiculous how long it's taking for our most vulnerable people in our society, disabled and people on Social Security income, retirees who dedicated decades of their life to contributing to our economy, but yet they are left at the back of the line and completely forgotten about. And the worst thing about this is that the IRS isn't even giving any news, any updates, nothing. They're completely keeping everyone else in the dark. So as soon as I find out more information about this delayed stimulus checks for Social Security recipients, I'll let you know. There should be a big announcement from the IRS, hopefully soon, of what they're doing with those 30 million files. Next, let's talk about the check dates that I mentioned in the beginning of the video and what's happening, who can receive it. So I got this question from Patricia Hanaway saying, where are you getting your info? The other guy I watch has no clue when we will get this check. Also, the IRS has no idea when we will get them. So great question. Not sure who you're watching on YouTube, where you're getting your information from, but the Wise Flies community is really strong and we help each other out a lot. So most of this information I'm getting isn't from articles. It's not from the IRS. It's actually from my own viewers commenting, saying what they're getting through the Get My Payment tool, and I'm sharing that information with the community. So if you are commenting your information, thank you so much. It really helps out the community. Comment more if you get anything new. So for example, Heather Brissett said, my check was posted to be mailed on March 26th. To my surprise, I received it on the 26th. Congrats to you, Heather. Hope you and Lucas have a great week. Anyways, so let's talk about the other check dates. So Elizabeth Trout said, mine is pending for March 31st. And then also Cherry Plaza says, my in-laws got the date of March 31st for direct deposit. They are on SSI. Get my payment updated Friday afternoon. So that's where I'm getting the information from in terms of March 31st for direct deposit. Still, it is not official on the IRS website, at least not publicly. It's just what people are getting through the Get My Payment tool. And just to be clear, this isn't for everyone. Even though someone on SSI is getting a direct deposit for March 31st, it doesn't mean everybody will. We just don't know what's happening with the IRS and the method to their madness. Next payment date is going to be April 2nd. This is from Janice Christensen. So a week later, I checked for a date and it says a check will be sent out April 5th. For fun, I just checked again and it says April 2nd. So that's where we're getting the April 2nd date from. And then Karen Dawson says, my first payment said I would get a direct deposit. Then I received the date of April 2nd by mail. Also, Jojo Politi says, April 2nd is a holiday and they're closed, which is true. It's Good Friday. But people are getting in the Get My Payment tool saying that they're getting April 2nd being mailed out, even if the first and second payment was a direct deposit. So if you did get direct deposit the first two times, you may get a paper check this time. And even if the Get My Payment tool is saying payment status not available, you still may receive a check, even if it's not saying it, because the IRS is very slow with processing information with the Get My Payment tool. So let me know down in the comments below any new information that you have received, and I'll definitely relay it to the community. Also, subscribe to the channel if you want the latest on the third stimulus check payment dates, the new update from the IRS of what's happening with the 30 million Social Security recipients. As soon as I find out that information, I'll definitely let you know as soon as possible. So subscribe to the channel if you want that information. Next, let's talk about the federal eviction moratorium being extended just 2 days before expiration. So it was set to expire March 31st, and now the CDC has extended the eviction moratorium until June 30th. So if you were in this situation, this is a couple days before where most people would be making moving out plans. So I'm not really sure how this is going to affect families and individuals who are about to be evicted. But I guess the good news here is that June 30th is going to be extended until then. Next, let's talk about what's happening with the $10,200 tax break from the federal COVID relief plan. So basically, if you lost your job in 2020 and you got unemployment, the first $10,200 is tax-free. You don't have to pay taxes on that money because any unemployment money is taxable. So even if you made $100, anything up to $10,200 is tax-free. Anything over, you're gonna have to pay taxes on. So what we know so far with that, the IRS put out a tweet saying a new retroactive provision makes the first $10,200 of 2020 unemployment benefits non-taxable. If you've already filed a 2020 tax return, do not file an amended return at this time. The IRS will issue additional guidance. And if you didn't file your tax return, you can actually claim or get that tax-free, the $10,200. But if you already did file it, we're still waiting for the IRS to let us know what's happening. As soon as I find out, I'll definitely let you know. And while millions of people are still waiting for the third stimulus check, a fourth stimulus check, a lot of people are still talking about it. So I'm going to share the latest news on it, which really isn't much news at all. So as these articles come out and more things are popping up, I just want to share that with you. So what we're seeing so far is fourth stimulus check is looking more likely because people in Congress are starting to support it just on the Democrat side. Republicans are still not supporting a fourth stimulus check. So far, we're going to find out what's happening with the infrastructure bill this upcoming week. It's going to be announced by President Biden in Pittsburgh. So we'll see if there is a fourth stimulus check. As more news comes out, I'll definitely keep you updated on what's happening with that. So far in the running is a $2,000 check with $1,000 recurring every month. We haven't seen any other proposals or plans so far. I'll keep you updated. Subscribe to the channel if you want the latest on the 4th stimulus check news as well. Next, I'm going to answer the questions you leave for me in the comments. If you want me to answer your question, just type the word question and I will search for it and try to get to it in the next video. So Nicolette Hrusko Mikkelsen said, my 3rd stimulus check was returned by my bank. What time frame is it before it gets mailed? So there's really no telling because the IRS is a big, bulky government organization and they're very bureaucratic and slow when it comes to things like this. So basically the information went to the IRS saying that the bank, couldn't receive the stimulus check. Now it's going to be mailed. I don't want to say it could be with this 3rd wave of stimulus checks because I just don't know, but I remember with the first stimulus check, it took weeks. 2nd stimulus check, I think they got all those stimulus checks out within 3 weeks. So I'm not sure. If I find out any information, I'll let you know about that. Next, Rochelle Booth Gentry asks, what is up with Direct Express? They still have that message on there saying they don't expect stimulus payments for several more weeks. They took it down for about a day. Now it's back up. Really want to know what's going on. Why can't we be told something about the payment dates? I'm still getting payment status not available. Yeah, so a lot of people are receiving this. I checked Direct Express. It wasn't any new update from what I told you in the previous video. I just don't think they know. They don't have any idea. We're still waiting for the IRS to process the information. And hopefully once they do, they'll notify everyone else and then they'll get to it. But at this point, it really is ridiculous how long they're taking. Evelyn Melendez says, Are we the American people are going to receive a 4th stimulus check? Would like to know. At this point, we don't know. By the time they reveal the stimulus package, negotiate, vote, we don't know if a 4th stimulus check is going to be in that package or a potential standalone bill, or if the economy is better and the pandemic is over. There's so many factors. At this point, we don't know. We just know that Democrats are in support of it. There's 64 in Congress that are in support of a 4th stimulus check. Next question comes from Michelle Johnson. I just got notification the eviction moratorium has been extended till June 30th by the CDC. Yes, that is correct. So if you were about to be evicted at the end of March, you're good until June 30th. So yeah, it has been extended. But I have been reading articles that people are still getting evicted despite the eviction moratorium, which is kind of sad. But that is all the stimulus news I have for you today. To hopefully cheer you up a bit, here is my 7-year-old daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hi guys, I am both feelings my 6. We will play. And guys, if you want to be fashionable, be fashionable. Do whatever you want to do now, yes, or never. Because if you do it now, you'll do it. And you have the experience about it. So that's all I wanted to tell for you today. Bye. Bye.
And if you want to learn the best money habits, how to manage money, how to save money, what to do so you don't lose all your money, I recommend clicking this video over here. It's on my Wise Cents channel. It's a channel all about personal finance, how to grow your bank accounts, how to make money, invest money, things like that. So click that video now and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.